Life's a play with no rehearsal. Come for your role. Take it personal. Why, y'all? Because the devil is a lie. Eh? I'm telling you the truth. Eh? It's all in what you do. Hey, some things you got to do. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free. Hit the subscribe button and tell a friend, man. And feel free to join me on Patreon. God damn, man. I got a sweater on with no pocket, man. I ain't got a hoodie on. What I'm going to do with my hands? Let me hold my cell phone or something, man. Okay, I'll teach me how they taught me in communications. Like, don't let your hands become a co-star. You know what I mean? All right, man. Let's jump into this shit real quick, man. Don't forget Sunday to Thursday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sunday to Thursday, man. We got a hell of a week, man. We got Tamara Payne coming in. She is the biographer of Malcolm X. She is a biographer of Malcolm X. Amazing. We have her in the barbershop at 6 p.m. Tuesday, 9 p.m. We have Jason Whitlock. Wednesday, 9 p.m. We have Bob Arum. So we got a hell of a week this week, man. We're going to have a great week. It's going to be fun. Come on in. Have a great time with us, man. And let's jump into this. So Shakur Stevenson performed exceptionally well yesterday. I thought he looked extraordinary. And he looks good, man. Whoo, he looked good. Whoo, he looked, man, he looked good. Shakur, come holler at me, man. Now, do you need a co-manager now? Because lo and behold, Shakur Stevenson has released amicably, as they say, but that's another term for, you know what I mean, stepping down. You're fired, basically. So Shakur Stevenson fired Andre Ward, and I'm going to use the word fired because I want to. This is my platform. Fired. You know what I mean? I guess they had no use for him. I guess he wasn't an asset. And all this started 3 Decembers ago, when Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury. And Andre Ward forgot the only people that supported him were black. And he turned on his core black fan base by trying to take $30 million out of Deontay Wilder's pocket and telling Tyson Fury to go fight Anthony Joshua in Wembley Stadium. And Deontay Wilder wasn't ready for all that. And it all started. And I followed up in February 2018. I drove my ass to Fresno on my own dime. Was driving back in frozen temperatures. It was 27 degrees. Had to go over a mountain. The 5 freeway was closed. It was just terrible. I was driving 15 miles an hour. It took 13, 12 hours, 10 hours. It took about 9 hours to get home. You know what I mean? And the most famous moment of Andre Ward's non-boxing career was an interview with me. And where I, for one, held him accountable, and he proceeded to consistently lie. He lied about Ward Kovalev not being about race, but in an interview with Fight Hype, he said it was strictly about race. You know, he proceeded to say that he is both black and white and alienated his black side. And I haven't watched that interview, but I'm just remembering. I've never watched that interview. You know what I mean? Because I never thought that a man could say. I never thought a black man, and I have mixed kids, as you guys know, but I just never would have thought that a man would literally bite the hand or throw away the hand that literally feeds him because he's wearing an ESPN logo. And that's the God honest truth, man. And what he doesn't understand is ESPN is going to fire you one day. That's what the averages say. They fired Dan Raphael. They would have terminated Stephen A. Smith, but he pleaded with them. He apologized. If he hadn't apologized, he wouldn't have had a job. Jason Whitlock was fired. Whether you like them, love them, or hate them, the conglomerate will fire your black ass. And that's the truth, man. You got to get it out the mud, like me. I am unfireable. How about that? How about that? You know what I'm saying? And um, but a long story short, Shakur Stevenson, come holler at your boy, man. Let's make you a bigger star than what you are, man. I'm uncertain. I heard the name Antonio, forgot his last name, promotion, so I'm sure he's still with them. And I actually think like that's a good fit, that side, because Jay Prince and his team has the music scene on lock, similar to Al Heyman. He has that side on lock. And I think that if they can find a niche for him, you know what I mean? I think it can be, because I mean, everyone in the streets respects Jay Prince, you know. And I respect him. He always grants me interviews. I never had any quorums with him. So with that, I too respect him. And but I think he needs to keep that door open. But in terms of boxing, in terms of speaking on the DS, and in terms of fighting for his opportunities and standing firm with Bob Arum, I think I'm the guy for it. Holla at me, Shakur. Holla at me. And I think you really need to overhaul. You know what I mean? I'm uncertain of uh his PR lady. I'm uncertain of, is she just a logistics person, or is she for real? Like, I'm being honest. Like, do she just tell you, well, they want you here, 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 or is her job to create opportunities for you? I'm uncertain of that, but I'm interested to see his growth. If Shakur Stevenson isn't a superstar, for real, I'm just gonna keep it a buck, man. If Shakur Stevenson, he reminds me of my son so much. If Shakur Stevenson is not a superstar in the next 90 days. No, I'm serious, dog. Like, if he is not a superstar, his team has failed him. I mean, man, let's call a spade, man. He's from the East Coast. You know what I mean? He's unwilling. He loves to compete. He's forthright. He's an Olympic silver medalist. Has the skill set of a god. Uh, you know what I mean? He should, you know what I mean? He's a bright looking kid. You know, he looks out, his disposition is very opportunistic and optimist. He looks very like an optimist. And everyone go read the book The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Yeah, I think so. Go read that book. I read that book in one night, stuck at the airport in Houston because I couldn't afford $100 for a hotel room. So I stayed up and read that book. Phenomenal book. That was years ago. My gosh. And yeah, man. And y'all gonna be like, you never kick a man when he's down. It's not kicking a man. It's just a shame when people just don't want the overt truth. Boxing is about money, y'all. At the end of the day, they pretend that they care about culture, but it's all about money. And I can say two things that's going to happen. Two things that's going to happen before I get back on Andre Ward. They're going to keep Shakur Stevenson away from all the Mexicans, and they're going to keep Chris Colbert away from all the Mexicans. I'm talking about the elite Mexicans, not like these former world champions who just basically fighting because that's their job, kind of like, you know, former world. Y'all know who they are. And I genuinely believe that you need someone to fight for you. You know what I mean? You need someone that's going to fight for you and demand these fights. You understand? And if Carl Frampton beats Jamel Herring, a side of me believes that Carl Frampton is going to run to the hills. You know what I mean? If Jamel Herring comes, he's going to be obligated to fight him because, you know, that's his only option. Carl Frampton will have options, you know. So he's going to have a year to fulfill his mandatory, and maybe Shakur Stevenson fills out within that year and he doesn't get the opportunity. You know what the game is. He'll get a voluntary. Y'all know the game. But Andre Ward failed as a co-manager. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. He failed as a co-manager. And like I said, it is impossible for Andre Ward to be your manager when he's wearing an ESPN logo on Saturday night and trying to get you fights with Bob Arum on ESPN. It's a conflict of interest. It just can't happen. It just can't happen, man. And how can he got to feed his kids? He has 4 or 5 kids. He has 5 kids. He has to feed his 5 children and his beautiful wife. He can't say, "Oh, Shakur, man, well, I can't do this because I tried." Tried ain't good enough, man. You know what I mean? They didn't get the Josh Warrington fight. They didn't get the Oscar Valdez fight. It's because they didn't hold their ground. They didn't hold their ground. You know what I mean? Like for me, I wouldn't have took this Toka fight. Nah, I wouldn't have took it. I would have took the date, but I wouldn't have accepted that fight. I want Oscar Valdez. I'm not accepting that fight. No, I'm not accepting it. What you gonna do? Bob Arum is gonna be stuck because once you accept the date without an opponent, what you gonna do? You got to put the opponent in there, and that's the God honest truth. And he could have fought Oscar Valdez, and the winner of that could have fought Burchelt sometime in the spring. Would have been a hell of a fight. Shakur Stevenson, man. Whew, what a fight. What a fight Tank and Shakur would be. And we got to stop saying they not ready, man. Once you get a belt in boxing, guys, the same thing we said about Anthony Joshua when he was 18, 19 and 0 with a belt. Y'all remember them days? The same day when he's like, no, we can't baby them. We got to stop babying world champions. Stop it. Stop it. They get a pay increase that is beyond our own understanding when they become world champion. Okay, we must stop babying these world champions. If they fighting to become a world champion, guess what? They should be obligated to fight a world champion. Oh, they not ready 2 years from now, 3 years from now. No, fight now. Shakur Stevenson is ready to fight Tank Davis. But what Floyd Mayweather, man, I'm not even going to talk about that right now, but I'm going to stay there. The chickens will forever come home to roost when you're not walking in your spiritual man in this physical world. They will always come back. They'll always, and I've learned that years ago. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? So Shakur Stevenson, holler at me, man. If you need another manager that's gonna fight for your ass, that's gonna fight for your ass. When I say fight, I mean fight the tooth and nail. Holler at me, dog. And I think that's what you need. Because if you don't get a big fight, Shakur, if you don't get a big fight next, for real, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you don't get a big fight next, something is wrong. All right, something is wrong. And you haven't had a big fight yet. You're 15-0. You're a former world champion because you went up in weight. Something is wrong. So, anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.